Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of City Skylines. In the previous episode we attempted a few things with dams and I came to the realization that this map is not the most advantageous to actually do that. We made a maximum capacity dam in the end on a different map, the islands map. And I'm pretty sure we could also do that in this map if we did enough terraforming, but it's just not worth it. However, in between the episodes I actually purchased the rest of the DLCs, including the Industries DLC. We also have the Natural Disasters DLCs now, because they were on sale once again and the Industries DLC was just one that I really wanted. So I'm actually kind of tempted, in addition to this series, to launch a parallel series where we are gonna focus on making a realistic, functional and beautiful city, where we're gonna focus on details and everything. And we are going to wrap the 1 million citizen city here up as soon as possible by just focusing on making the districts as quickly as possible. And actually see whether or not we can reach the 1 million population, and we're not going to focus too much on making this too beautiful. So in the end we would have the capacity to do that with the other series. However, it's still going to affect this series because of course I'm going to have to put more time into City Skylines, so you can expect the videos to come up a little bit less. However, in the end, it's still more City Skylines content because of course we're going to also run the other series in parallel. However, I want your opinion on that, so I'm gonna have a poll right now where you can say, yes, I want you to launch another series where you're gonna focus on details, making things beautiful, and of course also on the new DLCs. Or do you want me to stick with this series only so we can wrap this up and lay our focus here? Let me know what you want. Also, you can leave a comment down below if you want to be a little bit more distinctive with your opinion. But generally, I would love to actually do that. I would love to have 2 series of City Skylines. So in the end, it's more City Skylines videos, but maybe less from one series, if you know what I mean. Anyways, with all that out of the way, I'm actually now ready to start growing the city a little bit more. We went back down to 30,000 people at the moment, so I started to flat out a terrain where we can do things a little bit more drastically. What I want to do is kind of set up a design for a district and then copy this over and over and over. Because slowly but surely, if I look at my public transport, it is getting quite busy and also complicated. So I'm not sure if I can keep this up if I just randomly place the districts. What I've already done is I hooked up a different district, the commercial 2, where we're gonna have some commercial and also offices. However, I realized that at some points we do not have enough products here. For instance, we just don't... come on, where are you? Right there. Not enough goods to sell. So we do need more industry in general. So that's exactly where this track here is going to come in. If we have a look at my hub area here, we have this new station which is splitting off right here. This is going all the way over there, but it is also going towards the new districts here where we have a cargo terminal and also a normal train station. The train station is actually joining up right here and it is going all the way to the hub area. I also set up a metro station here. This is going through this line, through there, and it's ending up right here. I have a different metro line, which is the main line, which goes through all the districts. So they have 2 possibilities, either go from the hub area, where they also can go to very easily, or they take the main subway line. What we now have to do is set up a different subway that is going all the way over to here, this area actually. So what we probably want to start with is this hub stuff. Do I have it in the train station? Yeah, there it is. Metro Monorail train hub. So we probably want to set this up. Let me think. Yeah, we need to set it up here. So it can go directly into the center. There we go. And then the subway is just going to continue from one district to the next. And they're going to be copied over the exact same way. This way we can get hundreds of thousands of people in the joint. And it's going to be very easy, generally speaking. So maybe we should get this out of the way. I want to set up my subway right here on the opposite side. This is going to be responsible for this area. And now we kind of have to make our way over there without intercepting any other subways. It's quite a long distance, I have to admit. Well, I could go down one, so we actually don't interfere with all of these lines. Maybe that is the solution. And I just go as straight as possible, and right here I actually have to go down even more. Yeah, but we can totally do it. So let's actually bring this over here, bring this over there. Okay, I actually had to improvise a little bit because of the river. I didn't accept a perfectly straight line, but there we go. We have it connected, that is the main part, and now we just have to create a new line that brings people from the hub right over there. So if we check that out, that is the new metro line here from the hub to Res 3. That's going to be Res 3. And we want to make this, let's actually make it white. At the moment we have 6 vehicles for that. We're going to definitely need more. Let's do about 10. I'm not sure how many we're going to need, but it's going to be a lot. The next thing we want to hook up is probably the train line. And I know this is more or less useless, because I do not use the trains, but I still kind of have the feeling I want to hook it up. So we bring this all the way over here, and as of this point I guess we can go down a little bit, and we just go beneath everything and then pop up again somewhere here. This could actually be pretty cool. Look at that! A pretty large train bridge. I take it. Naturally, we also need to set up a line for those guys. So create a line here, and you go... Actually, where are you going? All right, here to the 3rd stop. This is train line 6 from hub to Res 3. Okay, before we do anything else, we need to decide how we want to do the district. How large do we want to make it? We probably want to make it pretty large, but we also want to have some public transport. And I'm actually going to use the monorail for this. So everyone can hop on the monorail and then kind of get around here, and the 2nd monorail is going to be used in order to connect to the next district. And that is the basic idea. So let's go ahead and do this one as efficiently as possible. We just want to grid everything up. Since it's purely residential, we don't need to think about too much. We just kind of need to make it work. Now it's all really dependent on the services, to be honest with you. How much can I cover with one school? Probably not the entire district. We're gonna set up 2 schools. One school can probably take care of 3 of those. So if we did 1 school here and 1 school there, we have more or less everything covered. We can do a high school in the center, and we're gonna leave the university be for the time being. Actually, we could do 1 university in the 1st district here, and all the coming districts, all the copies are not gonna have that. So they actually have to travel to this 1st district. We're also gonna need 2 clinics probably. I'm gonna set that up. We're gonna need crematoriums, 1, 2, that's probably enough. Let's maybe do a 3rd one, just because we usually have problems. Also gonna need 2 fire stations. We're gonna need 2 police stations, and that's about it. Let's do the public transport with the monorails. Alright, so all I want to do is set up a couple of stations. We're gonna have 1 here, 1 there, then 1 on... Maybe we don't even need 1 here. They can just walk it. It's like 2 blocks or so. So we could have 4 stations like so. Should be enough to cover everything. Alright, there we go. I completed the loop. Let's set up a line, create line, add a couple of stops here, and hold the phone. Yeah, it's right there, the right one. Perfect. Go to there to complete the line, and of course, we're gonna do everything in the reverse by going into the other direction. So probably 5 per line should be enough. Let's get the line overview. That is Res 3A, and we want 5 vehicles going on here. Yeah, very good. That should do in terms of public transport. Now we have to take care of the parks, and I think I just want to set up like the parking lanes. I mean the parking lot, of course. We want to have 1 next to the university. Now let me see. Probably gonna have 2 of those here. And then we need like 2 parking spots here. Can I squeeze 1 here? That's not good. Well, we could do 1 here instead. That's actually perfect. Okay, that's probably gonna do for the time being. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we shall see how this develops as we zone the stuff. At the moment I have medium demand for basically everything, so maybe we start with the commercial first a little bit. Have everything connected, everything should be working. We're gonna start building up here a little bit. And I'm also gonna start zoning my new area in order to test it. We're gonna do about 2 squares for the time being. Okay, time to unpause the game and see what happens. I still have like burning buildings everywhere, but I have a good fire station department taking care of that. We're going into the minus, of course. That's gonna be just the problem for a little bit. And I forgot about water, like a freaking noob. Alright, this should hopefully do the trick. Yeah, we have the power and the water. Actually, thinking about this, we might need to do this a little bit more precise. Let's get a couple of houses here, just so that we can get the power through to the university. Actually, that did a better trick. Let me get rid of that again. Just using some old-fashioned power lines. Okay, now before things can actually start to make money and develop, I need to get citizens in here. I totally forgot about that. We can actually use this road. That is not a bad idea. Let's just go to the highways and we're gonna get out here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All I want to do is kind of hook up with this street. Now, I probably don't want this to be a highway as of this point. And are the trains gonna continue? I don't think the trains are gonna continue. It's just the monorail that continues. So maybe let's use a normal street that goes up to there. And then I can take the highway and just kind of make my way over there. Let me see. I want to make the bridge nice and smooth somehow. Yeah, that looks about right. Not quite right. Come on, have a nicer curve. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now we have a way to get into the city, but not out. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. What's going on here? Yeah. Well, that's one thing about natural disasters that I heard of, that it starts to burn a lot in your cities. Like, a lot. Well, that's not gonna hinder us, but if it gets annoying, then I might just disable the DLC. Who knows? Let's actually see. There's also dynamic weather I'm not using at the moment. So maybe we could disable this, or we enable everything. Like you stay in night cycle. Could be cool. Yeah, why the heck not? Let's enable everything and we shall see whether or not we want to stick with it. If it's just the trees that are burning and if it's not like burning the entire forest, I'm totally fine with that. Okay, we are starting to grow again. We're also in the positive with our money. People are finally coming in, but they cannot get out as per usual. Except they use the public transport, of course. They will start to educate themselves, and I guess we can keep going with one more field here. Just one more square we're gonna do, and then maybe we're gonna set up a couple of offices. Or we start designing the district for the next industry, which we're gonna need to give those guys something to shop. For some reason they are not being delivered with goods, which is kind of weird. They should still be delivered with goods from the outside. But yeah, stuff is kind of burning here as well. That could become an issue. Like, the entire city is burning. What is going on? But my fire trucks are actually doing a tremendous job from the looks of it. It's just that they seem to only get one building and then they go back to their station. Wow. Okay, now it is nighttime and stuff is still burning. That's actually pretty cool. It's just that you cannot really build. What's going on here? This station actually burned down. Oh my gosh, natural disasters. I'm not sure if I want that. Like, did I have this monorail station with road here? Probably, I would imagine. Yeah. So if I added that again, okay, we can at least fix it. I'm not sure. What is going on here? That's quite insane with the burning forests, I have to say. Imagine you would be on this monorail. Holy cow. That would be quite an experience. Yeah, it looks nice during the nighttime, but it's just too dark to build anything, really. Good. Looks like we have the fire under control. Well, never mind. Well, is it gonna be like that all the time now? I mean, that's quite unrealistic, right? Let me try to disable that for the time being. That's quite insane. Use random disasters maybe. There's the frequency. Well, let's see if that actually helps. If we just disable it completely, I just want to see. I mean, that's quite insane, and that's just gonna cost me unnecessary time. I'm not sure, but it looks as though this already helped. There's much less stuff burning right now. It's just the leftovers from before. Oh man, poor forest, poor forest. Let's see. Oh, garbage. I totally forgot about the garbage. Let me see. If we just drag a street, maybe right here, all the way over there. Add garbage incineration plant, and that should take care of the problem. Good. Right now we're growing heavily and people are asking for more commercial. Do we not have police here? I thought, oh, of course, I did not place any services for those guys yet. That is of course a mistake. They need to be on the main road. So let's start adding a clinic here and maybe over there. We're also gonna need a couple of crematoriums. One here, one there, one there. Fire stations too, etc, etc. Let's set up some more commercial. I'm gonna go with a couple of low densities actually, just for shits and giggles. So that's more commercial, and then we want to get rid of some of the industry demand, and as I said, I want to set up offices here in this district as well. So I'm gonna fill all of this up now. And immediately we got rid of all the demand we had. We're now to 0 with everything, but those guys are actually eagerly upgrading. Look at that, they are already going to almost max level now. And we still have a couple of rows to fill. Let's go with the next one so they can already get started. But yeah, we're soon gonna need more industry, definitely. So that's probably what we're gonna do next. Let me go ahead and set up something here. Is it getting nighttime already again? This is insane. And look at that! The forest is still burning. And it's just kind of depressing. Yeah, I know why I disabled it. I just cannot build in the dark. It's nice to look at though. Good, so we want to set up a district right here, and it's gonna be pretty long probably. Just want to have it straight here with a big road for all the cars. So this one is gonna be industry. There are actually also new small industry roads, for instance, or we could do the one-way. Oh yeah, and then there are medium industry roads with 4 lanes. This is cool. Yeah, why not? This makes it look a little bit more industrially. I actually like that. Gives us a little bit less space for the actual industry buildings, but who cares? Wow, that is quite some space for industry, I have to say. Now we just have to hook up this train track. Let's actually do that over here. Let me see, trains. We want a cargo terminal. That is for the cargo terminal. We don't really need, well, we actually need people to work here. So we will also need a subway. But we could just continue this line, for instance. That would actually work. So we set up the cargo terminal right here on this street. Is that a good idea? No, that's not a good idea. We want a one-way street for that. So maybe we branch off from here, go a little bit around, and that's where we set up the cargo terminal. On the other side, I want to set up the hub. So back to monorail hub right there. Well, maybe let's do the trains first. This should be easy enough. We can just take that and actually hook it up with you. And then we grab you, go all the way to there. And we probably connect this one. Yeah, so we can take the same train. Or the same track, I should say. There we go. Let's also set up a new line. Create line from here to... Where's this going? To the hub. No, actually not. Not yet. So what we actually need to do is still connect it to the hub. We could take one of our already existing lines. For instance, we could come from here. There's already a train going in. So all we need to do is kind of move up here, for instance, across there and move down again. And then we just kind of connect with you, if that's at all possible. Yeah, it looks as though we can totally do that. So now we can also connect to this line. So all we have to do really is take the line we already have. Where is it? Right here. I want to drag that to there. I didn't mean to do that. I want to drag that to here. Okay, that makes sense. And then we need to make sure that it also stops right there. Do we want the subway for those guys? It could be useful. We could just continue this line, for instance. That would make sense. So we take this guy and we can now cross here. Let me see, a page down, maybe? I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe, no, slope too steep. That's what I thought. There we go. Okay, I found a way. Let's just connect that. That should be working out. Okay, so now similarly, we can take this guy and move it to there. Just make sure that we add the 2 stops here. Okay, now we have taken care of the cargo. We have taken care of the people. They can come by train or by subway. One more thing we could do is take this monorail line. Definitely. And we hook it up to this one, for instance. So let me see, move over here and there. Great. Create a new line right here. Is that the new one? Yes. Oh man. I'm not gonna have the overview after that. Let's maybe go to lines overview and see what we have created here. Actually, not that much, because we mostly extended the lines, except of course Monorail line 15. Let me see. That is commercial 1, that goes to industry 2. Okay, let me set up some water and power, and then we can finally get the growth going again. Good, everything is done. We want to make a district out of this, of course, so we can tell them to upgrade a little bit more efficiently or produce more product. What was it? Like policies, city planning, industry, space planning. That was it. This is also going to be called Industry 2. Great stuff, great stuff. Let's already add a couple of buildings here. Actually, I also need a parking space. So let's add one here and one there. Also, we shall not forget about a couple of services, well, the most important ones at least. Now, one more thing I neglected a little bit is the monorail here. Let's do one every third or so block. And maybe one last here. Yeah, that should be good. And then we just go back and forth. Gonna make this very easy. Now, right here we have to be a little bit more tricky. Kind of go around the edge here. And there we go. Connect you. Create a new line from here to there, there, and back. Yeah, slowly but surely I'm getting the freaking hang of it. Okay, so now it's all about growth a little bit, is my guess. Did I already fill these up? I'm gonna fill these two guys up. And once this district is full, we can just keep on copying that, and all we have to do is give them the necessary industry as well. Maybe we also have to observe the public transport lines a little bit. I mean, we can see if there are problems by having a very large number of passengers somewhere. Like right here, this could be an issue at certain points, but it looks as though we can actually handle thus far. And right here, we seem to have way too many... What is this? Why do we have 10 vehicles here? Ah, of course, I already have 10 vehicles here because we already planned ahead for all the other districts. But we can see this is being used regularly already. 900 people used that the last week. And of course, still keeping the traffic low so the 1 million mark is possible. The forest fires finally have stopped, except for this area. It pretty much went through the entire forest there. But it feels like it helped to disable the disasters. Oh, I totally forgot to make an entrance for this district as well. Of course, a couple of cars made it in, but we also need an outside connection. Of course, only one that goes in, but not out. I guess we can do this easily for this part of the road, just go into here. But as for the other side, we might have to interrupt that track slightly, go down here, move around the corner, join up with you. Perfect. Looks like we cannot actually make it over here, which is a little bit lame. But I have an idea. I can just do that and then move it over. Dun dun dun. You cannot mess with me, game. I'm gonna mess with you. Okay, now we also have a way inside, which is perfect. We can see cargo is working here. Yeah, we have a bunch of cargo. You can actually also see now with the new industries mod, the new DLC, we have empty cargo stuff. So we can actually really see how much cargo is being filled up on each train. This one here, for instance, is full. That's kind of neat, I have to admit. A detail I've been missing. This train, for instance, is completely empty. Well, apart from 2 cargo things, but there we go. He's being filled up again. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Now, right here, I have a slight issue because too many vehicles actually want to go into this cargo terminal. That's why I actually had to build another one here, and it seems as though we have ourselves a clocking up situation. How do I get out of this? You have to continue, my friend. Can I delete you maybe? There we go. Oh my gosh, that is a problem. So this intersection is way too early then. Let's get rid of that and get rid of that. Oh man, how do I do this? Something like that. That is gonna give us more space, right? So now I just want to get rid of you and then... come on. You cannot be serious. Well, that's a new thing I now learned from the game. City Skylines is a harsh teacher, I have to admit. But there we go. That is halfway acceptable and it might just work out. Because now we have enough space to cross here. Yes, okay. Oh my gosh. So that was a pretty bad hold-up, I have to say. We can use a little bit more industry. There you go. And commercial as well. I'm gonna fill up 2 more slots. The forest is still burning. I mean, how do I even prevent that? Ah, I know. There was something like a rescue thing, right? Can I do that in the fire department? Like a fire watchtower. That was it. And I can just add it somewhere, right? For instance, I could add it here. Maybe there. Oh no! My incineration plant got burned away. Let me see. We did just have the one incineration plant here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if I have a fire watchtower, what does that do for me? Firefighting helicopters. Okay, we need a helicopter thingy-majob as well. This is insane. Maybe we can add it here, though. That would be cool. And now the fire helicopters are doing their thing, I guess. Are they getting water? Alright, they're getting some water. And hold the phone. I mean, this is barely any... How do you want to stop a forest fire like that? Ah, okay. So they are barely effective. How many choppers do I have? Only 3. Well, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Alright, if we can prevent bigger fires from happening. I mean, this is kind of devastating. I hope this is gonna recover itself. But then it's not so bad, because we actually have means to fight against it. Okay, time to check out passengers here. We only had 222 passengers. Well, that could be realistic actually for a industry, because we have a similar situation. Let's see, right here, we only had 754, and that is a much bigger industry. How are we doing here? Here we already have over 1,000 people using that. And how many people do live here? Let's actually make this a district. There we go. High district, we have 4,800 people. Let's actually check out how many upgraded buildings we have. Yeah, there are still a lot of buildings that can be upgraded, but it's not as much of a population boost as I would have hoped. Now, as per usual, the traffic lights pose a problem, so let's get rid of them. That's not good. The darn forest fire just won't stop. Helicopters in use still 3, but they're just flying around here. It's not stopping. Well, at least we're still growing, and we still have demand for stuff, so people still actually want to live here. Even though for the last 2 years we had a forest fire going on. Maybe I should add another one of those, get a bunch more choppers in the joint. That could be useful, because right now even the airport is kind of burning up. Let me add another fire station here. I don't want the freaking airport to burn down. Man, I knew it. Natural disasters was a freaking mistake. Well, it looks still good. We could make this a district and call it the Burned Forest. How do you only have 1 fire engines in use? Do you see what's going on? Yeah, it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna burn down my entire forest until it is done. That kind of sucks, I have to admit. Not as glorious as I thought, but that's a good learning experience if we want to build a beautiful city with natural disasters in place. Let me also know what you think about that. Do you want that enabled? But yeah, this is kind of a catastrophe considering how efficient these choppers are. Not very efficient. Oh, it is raining. Maybe that helps. Anyways, I feel like today we've made substantial progress, so I'm pretty happy about that. We've set ourselves up for all of the districts to follow. So it's gonna look quite boring, but on the other side, we can do a lot with it in a short amount of time in terms of gaining people and getting closer to our goal. And of course, it's gonna be much less complicated with the public transport, because all we have to do is connect the monorail and the metro line, for instance, and we're practically done. The weather effects are actually pretty nice, I have to say. I love the reflections and everything. But yeah, with that out of the way, we're going to wrap it up for today's episode. I might actually go ahead and develop the one or other districts after that. We shall see how much I can do in between the episodes, but that burning stuff, it's just insane. I mean, it's also kind of a pity, I have to admit, but it looks as though the forest is already recovering a little bit. I'm not sure. Eventually it's gonna be over. Cool, with that out of the way, don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next video. Bye bye.